Imagine this. You're a manager, deeply invested in your company. You've spent years building your career, dedicating countless hours to ensure the success of your team and the organization as a whole. You believe in its mission, respect your team, and strive for excellence. Every day you work hard to foster a positive environment, encouraging collaboration and innovation. Then you witness something deeply troubling. It's a moment that shakes you to your core, something you never expected to see in a place you hold in such high regard. A senior leader, someone in a position of power, is acting unethically. This person, who should be a role model, is betraying the trust placed in them. Maybe it's financial impropriety, harassment, or a blatant disregard for regulations. The nature of the misconduct doesn't matter as much as the impact it has on the integrity of the organization. Your gut screams, "This is wrong." You feel a surge of anger and frustration, knowing that such actions could undermine everything you've worked for. But another voice whispers, "Speaking up could cost you everything." The fear of retaliation, of losing your job, and the potential fallout for your family and future weigh heavily on your mind. This, my friends, is the moment of truth. It's a pivotal point where your values and principles are put to the ultimate test. This is where integrity is tested and silence can be deafening. The choice you make now will define not only your career but also your character. It's a crossroads faced by countless individuals and organizations worldwide. Every day people are confronted with the dilemma of whether to speak up or stay silent. Do you risk your career to expose wrongdoing? The thought of becoming a whistleblower is daunting with all the uncertainties and potential consequences it brings. Or do you protect yourself and stay silent, knowing that doing so allows the problem to fester and grow? The weight of this decision can be overwhelming, as you grapple with the moral and ethical implications. You think about your family, your responsibilities, and the future you've worked so hard to build. The stakes are high and the pressure is immense. But in the end, it comes down to one simple question. What kind of person do you want to be? The answer to that question will guide you through this moment of truth. Remember, true integrity means doing the right thing, even when it's difficult. And sometimes the hardest decisions are the ones that define us the most. So, take a deep breath, gather your courage, and face this moment of truth head on. Your actions today could inspire others to do the same, creating a ripple effect of integrity and ethical behavior throughout your organization. In the end, standing up for what's right is never easy, but it's always worth it. And that, my friends, is the true measure of a leader. That being said, welcome back to Gifted and Extraordinary Leaders, the channel where we empower you to lead with integrity and confidence. Today's topic is one of the toughest challenges managers face: reporting senior management without losing your job. Let's dive in. The fear of retaliation is real. It's a fear that grips many employees who witness unethical practices within their organizations. They worry about the consequences of speaking up, the potential backlash that could jeopardize their careers, and the personal toll it might take on their lives. Statistics paint a stark picture. Over 70% of whistleblowers experience some form of reprisal. This data is not just numbers on a page. It represents real people who have faced significant challenges for doing the right thing. This can range from subtle ostracism to outright dismissal, blacklisting, and legal battles. Imagine being shunned by your colleagues, losing your job, or even facing legal action simply because you chose to stand up for what is right. The personal and professional toll can be immense. The stress, anxiety, and uncertainty can affect not just the whistleblower, but also their families and loved ones. The emotional burden can be overwhelming, leading to long-term psychological effects. Yet, the cost of silence is far greater. When employees choose to stay silent, the consequences can be devastating for the organization. Unethical practices continue unchecked, leading to a toxic work environment and eroding trust within the company. When ethical breaches are swept under the rug, they rarely stay hidden. They may be concealed for a time, but eventually the truth comes to light. The longer these issues are ignored, the more damage they cause. They fester, they grow, and they create a culture of fear and mistrust. Employees become disengaged, productivity drops, and the overall morale of the team suffers. The ripple effects can be felt throughout the entire organization, and ultimately, they explode into public view, causing far greater damage to the company's reputation, finances, and employee morale. The fallout from a public scandal can be catastrophic, leading to loss of business, legal penalties, and a tarnished brand image that may take years to rebuild. Managers, You are the guardians of your team's well-being and the stewards of your company's values. It is your responsibility to create an environment where employees feel safe to speak up without fear of retaliation. Encourage open communication and foster a culture of transparency. You have a moral imperative to act. By addressing issues head-on and supporting those who come forward, you not only protect your organization but also uphold the integrity and ethical standards that are the foundation of a successful business. Remember, the true cost of silence is far greater than the price of speaking out. Creating a workplace where speaking up is encouraged, not feared, starts at the top. Leaders must actively cultivate a culture of transparency and accountability. This means openly discussing ethical dilemmas and expectations, providing clear channels for reporting concerns without fear of retribution, publicly acknowledging and addressing issues when they arise, and most importantly, leading by example. When employees witness their leaders consistently choosing integrity over expediency, it empowers them to do the same. If you find yourself in the unenviable position of reporting senior management, remember this: documentation is your best friend. Start by keeping a detailed record of every incident: dates, times, locations, names of individuals involved and witnesses, specific actions or words spoken, and any supporting documentation, emails or messages. Be objective, factual, and avoid emotional language or personal opinions. Your goal is to create a clear, chronological timeline of events that can withstand scrutiny. Chapter 5. Navigating the Labyrinth, Understanding HR's Role. Your company's human resources department should be your first point of contact. However, it's crucial to understand that HR's primary role is to protect the company, not necessarily individual employees. Before approaching HR, familiarize yourself with your company's whistleblower policy. Prepare a concise, written summary of your concerns, supported by your documentation. Request a confidential meeting and be prepared to clearly articulate your concerns and the potential risks involved. Chapter 6. Seeking external counsel. When to consult an attorney. In some cases, seeking legal counsel might be necessary. This is especially true if the issue involves serious criminal activity, you have reason to believe HR is compromised or complicit, or you've already reported internally and faced retaliation. An attorney specializing in employment law can advise you on your legal rights and options, how to best protect yourself from retaliation, and whether filing a formal complaint with external agencies is appropriate. Remember, seeking legal counsel doesn't necessarily mean pursuing litigation. It's about understanding your options and making informed decisions. Chapter 7. Strength in Numbers, Presenting a Unified Front. If others share your concerns, there is strength in numbers. A collective voice carries more weight and makes retaliation more difficult. However, approach this with caution. Maintain confidentiality, and only discuss the matter with trusted individuals directly involved. Encourage colleagues to document their own experiences independently. If presenting a joint case, ensure everyone understands the potential risks and is prepared for the consequences. A united front sends a powerful message that unethical behavior will not be tolerated. Chapter 8. The Aftermath, Following Up and Staying the Course. Reporting misconduct is not a one-time event. It's crucial to follow up regularly with HR or relevant authorities to ensure your concerns are being addressed. Document all communications and actions taken. Be prepared for a long and potentially arduous process. Seek support from trusted friends, family, or a therapist. Reporting unethical behavior can be emotionally draining. Remember, you've done the right thing by speaking up. Your courage paves the way for a more ethical and just workplace. Chapter 9. A Call to Courage. In every organization there comes a moment when the need for courage becomes paramount. This is not just about bravery in the face of external challenges, but about the internal fortitude required to address issues within our own ranks. The decision to report senior management is never easy. It is a path fraught with uncertainty and potential backlash. The weight of this decision can be overwhelming. As it often feels like standing alone against a formidable force, it requires immense courage, conviction, and a willingness to accept potential consequences. This is not a decision made lightly, but one that stems from a deep sense of responsibility and integrity. The courage to speak up is fueled by the desire to see positive change and to hold those in power accountable. But silence only serves to perpetuate a toxic culture. When we choose to remain silent, we inadvertently become complicit in the very issues we wish to eradicate. Silence allows misconduct to thrive and sends a message that unethical behavior is acceptable. By finding your voice and speaking truth to power, you not only protect yourself and your colleagues, but also uphold the values that are fundamental to a just and equitable society. Speaking up is an act of defiance against injustice, and a step towards creating a healthier work environment. I urge you, share your stories, your struggles, and your triumphs in the comments section. Each story shared is a beacon of hope for others who may be facing similar challenges. Your voice can inspire others to find their own courage and take a stand. Let your voice be heard, for it is in the collective sharing of our experiences that we find strength, support, and the courage to create lasting change. Together, we can build a culture of transparency, accountability, and mutual respect. It is through our collective efforts that we can dismantle toxic environments and foster a workplace where everyone feels valued and heard. Remember, courage is contagious. When one person stands up, it empowers others to do the same. So take that first step, speak your truth, and be the catalyst for change in your organization. As this video comes to a close, I leave you with this powerful quote on leadership by Harry Gordon Selfridge. The boss depends on authority, the leader on goodwill. And also it's important to note that I want to remind you that while this is sound advice, I am not a lawyer. This video is to empower you on your leadership journey to become the best version of yourself that you can possibly be. If you need further detailed information, I urge you to seek counsel from a local employment attorney. Now it's your turn. Have you ever faced a situation where you needed to report senior leadership? Share your advice or story in the comments below. It could inspire and guide others. Thanks for watching. Until next time, lead with courage and remember, you're never alone in this journey.